Hi, everyone. Welcome back to True Alchemy Academy, your space for all things ancient wisdom for your modern soul. Today, I'm going to share how empty and lonely I felt and how I went to feeling whole on my spiritual journey. So, in the beginning, there's always a beginning, of course. And you know what? It kind of happens like every mythological story is happening all the time, possibly to you if you're aware of it. So, basically, your hero, which in this case scenario would be me, your hero goes through certain steps to reach their goal. So at first, your hero has to kind of feel a little bit lost, a little bit like, I don't know what to do. I know there's more out there, but blah, blah, blah. Then your hero has to go through a second phase. I don't know if I'm saying them in the correct order, but this is just kind of like the gist of it. Then your hero goes through a big trigger. But the idea is that you're here, you go through something that breaks you, you learn and you grow, and then you're remolded into something bigger. I'm 100% sure these steps are more intricate. I'm 100% sure I'm missing a lot of details, but this is the gist. So in the beginning, I felt very, I don't even know how I felt. So I think my biggest triggers that pushed me to this path were two things: the death of my grandfather. I was in the room with my whole family. I think I was 11, and I watched him take his last breath. And at that age, you're so young. And I remember he took his last breath. I watched. Then I looked outside and I saw the world continuing. Like I saw cars moving, and I was like, wow, the world just keeps moving. Like it just keeps going. And then I watched my family and how they reacted, and everyone reacted differently. My mom, the worst, I think. Then the fallout of this, so of course, death is it's very difficult. Then my mom started to become a little bit more suicidal. She started to be a little bit more depressed, super depressed. She was going through so much. And this was a huge trigger for me because I had to be the adult in the house and I was 11. Like I was 11, then I turned 12 soon after, and then like I was the woman of the house. Like I was the woman of the house. I really feel like I took a lot of the responsibility at home at such a young age that this was my first big trigger. And then this is when I started to feel like, oh my God, I'm also like so alone. So really it was like a simultaneous step where like the trigger happened and then I felt like absolutely terrible. Then the second trigger for me was my father and his drug addiction and his abuse and neglect and like aggression, and like he's the worst person I think I've ever met in my whole life. Just so manipulative, so dark, so evil. Like he's just evil. And he was the second biggest trigger. So like I had both of these things happening and I felt so alone, so lost, so disconnected from my whole family, isolated. I grew up in a neighborhood where it was mostly single moms. They were on welfare. You know, the baby dads had like gone to prison. Like there were like drugs in the neighborhood. Like I saw the SWAT team all the time. Like police were there every night. Like I saw people beat the shit out of each other outside of my room. I like cleaned my friends' knuckles out after they fought. One time my friend came over and he was stabbed in the face, and I had to like, tell him he needed stitches. Like so much. So I was so isolated. I was like, wow, I think I'm the only person here that like wants to not be here. You know what I mean? Like I really at like some point I wanted to die. I was like, why am I alive? Not dying, but like just leave. Like I just wanted to evaporate out of my body. I hated it. I was in pain. I was so fucking miserable. And I knew only one thing, two things actually. I knew that I was meant for more. I knew that I was meant for more, and I knew better was out there. And I had so much faith in God. Like that was the only person, being I turned to. And I didn't turn to God in a religious way because I never believed in the church. I never like 100% believed in the church. I never 100% believed in religion, but I knew God existed and that's who I turned to. And I was like, okay, God, like, oh, look. And I was like, okay, God, like, yeah, what's up? Like, why? You know, at that point, you have to ask why. So things move, things are happening. I'm like, what the fuck is my life? I start working at 16, then I start having my own money, then I start buying the groceries, and then I'm like, okay, like I can do this. And things start moving for me. And then I find that I want to be a model, blah, blah, blah. Then I have all this money. Not all this money. Okay, I'm 16, 17, 18. Like I don't have a lot. Then at some point, I start meeting people who start bringing me to different mentors. Now, this is a big one on the they start bringing me to different mentors. And through these different mentors, I'm learning different tools to get me through the day. Because remember, I wanted to leave my body. Like I was not happy. I was so miserable. And every time I suggested that I wanted to move out, my mom would be like, okay, I'm going to kill myself then. And so I stayed because I was like, wow, this is like, I don't want that to happen. So I'm meeting these mentors. I'm getting these tools. I'm learning how to muscle test. I'm learning Chinese medicine. I'm going to get acupuncture twice a week. I'm learning about massage and cupping and BIE, which is like something very cool that I have not found um, since that woman closed her office down. I'm also learning about ozone and like cards and crystals. I'm learning about all of these things, and the information is coming to me so rapidly that I'm like, oh my god, there's a whole other world out here that can like help me feel better in my body. So I keep diving so deep into this ancient wisdom. And keep in mind, I was like obsessed with ancient Egypt and Greece as a kid, so I already like knew about Greek mythology. I already kind of was into Egypt. So then I started opening up from these tools and expanding into different cultures. I love cultures. I love language. I love different clothes. I love learning about different people. They're so fascinating to me. I love the history. So I'm reading from all of these cultures, and I am finding tools that everyone uses, and they're basically the same tools, just regurgitated and put out in a different way to communicate to their people. Basically everything you learn is the same thing. It just looks different depending on which culture or which perspective you're learning it from, but it's pretty much the same idea. And so I keep diving deeper. Then I'm learning about yoga. Then I'm learning about Ayurveda. Then I go to Vipassana meditation. Then my whole life changes when I have two Kundalini experiences. I'm like, what the hell was that? What was that? I don't even know at the time what it was. And then I slowly put the pieces together. Then I'm learning about affirmations. Then I'm living in Toronto, like meditating in my closet with a plant and a feather and fire and water. Then I'm like just doing so much stuff. And then I reach a point where I know ancient wisdom like the back of my hand. I have tools in my belt. I know how to heal myself at home. I know what herbs to drink. I have all the tools. But I'm still so isolated because I had been so hurt by people that I'm so lonely. Like I'm in my own apartment at this point. I'm super into ancient wisdom. I'm doing like shamanic journeying every day. I'm healing my friends with my hands. I am dreaming of, going to hell and back, and I'm seeing spirits in my room. Like I'm at my peak of all of this energy coming out and coming in. But I'm so alone. I'm so lonely. So I come to Greece on my first trip ever because my grandpa who died was Greek and I've always felt close to him. So I decided to come here to learn more about his culture. I come here, I see people together. I'm the only fucking person here alone. And I'm like, what is this world? What is this world where people hang out? This is not my world. So slowly, I realize I need people. I need a community. I need to feel good with people. So 4 months later, I moved to Greece. Now I'm in Greece. I'm still used to being alone. I don't know Greek. I go to the islands. I'm alone. I'm doing mushrooms in the forest, like seeing spirits, learning ancient wisdom, like meditating, going into church, like being challenged by the devil, like all of the stuff. Then I realize, okay, I'm alone, like actually alone. I need to push myself. So I start like just talking to people randomly. I went to the beach. I saw these girls playing volleyball. I said, "Hey, can I play with you?" They said, "Yeah, for sure." So I start playing with them. Then I like meet this person. So then I'm like going out and talking to people. And then it dawns on me that the two things that I needed were, one, first, a connection deep within myself. So I know who I am. So I know I am a part of God. I'm never disconnected from God. I'm always with God. One thing. I need to have those tools every day that I can lean on. The second thing is people in a community that understand me, that see me as a human, see my value, want to be connected. Those are the two most significant things. So this is how I went from being lonely and alone and wanting to evaporate out of my body to feeling so good. Like I'm at a point in my life now where I just feel good. I just feel at peace. I just feel joy. I just feel happy. Yeah, okay, it's challenging still, but like those challenges aren't more than what I can handle because I don't have that feeling of dread. Like I want you to understand, like I dreaded my life. But now I'm so happy. And I know people can do the same thing. I know that people can go through the same stuff and come out on the other side. And it's why I built the online academy. I built the online academy for those two reasons. So you can connect inside and so you can connect with others. And though it's an online community, it's still helpful. Like if I could just sit in my room as a kid, not even as a 20-year-old young woman, read ancient wisdom and talk to people online, I feel like my life would have significantly been better. Like at least I could have done more, you know? This is why I built the online academy because I have all of these tools and I know that they're going to help. Period. Anyway, so what I would suggest if you're watching this and you want the same transformation that I've gone through, if you want to go through your own hero's journey relying on ancient wisdom, the first thing that you can do is go to the masterclass that I've built. It's only 20 minutes. It comes with a free downloadable guide as well if you like to read. I like putting two different ways for learners because I know that some people learn different ways. So you can do that. Watch the masterclass, learn the 5 tools that really helped me daily, every single day. I have used these tools since I've learned them. So I learned them sporadically throughout the years, but they're in my daily belt now. My daily belt is here, and then like my weekly belt, and then like my monthly belt, and then my like seasonal belt. Like I have tools for everything. Those are my 5 daily tools that help me really reconnect with my soul. And you can learn them, you can adapt, bring them into your life, and I literally promise that you are going to transform over time. It takes time, no worries, but you will transform. And so that's my suggestion is go to the masterclass, download those 5 tools into your life, bring them in, learn them, and you're going to be amazed. After that, if you decide to go deeper, the online academy is the first step into really diving deep within and inside your community. Thank you so much for listening to this story. It was like kind of long. I think the most significant thing to take from this is that you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel empty. You can feel whole. There's a way. There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So don't give up hope. I will see you guys next week.